It's that time of year again where it's prediction season and everyone's coming out and saying what's going to happen in the industry and what's going to be different and where's the industry heading, etc. And the one that I kind of like to look at every year or so is certainly Forrester's. They do a fantastic job in putting together some good predictions and great understanding of the market. And there's a whole lot of predictions that they've made that I think are certainly relevant and a few that I would disagree with. And to preface it just very quickly, what I want to sort of state is it's very easy to say that organisations will do certain things, and there's always someone in an organisation that will use a technology. But what I'm really talking about from my perspective is this generalisable to the whole organisation or to a vast proportion of the organisation, and will it make a material impact on the business? And so that's what I'm looking at. The first one that Forrester mentioned was around AI, and that the vast majority of organisations will start to use AI for predictive and to build business strategies, etc. And I think we're there. I think for this one, finally, we've actually got to a stage where the technologies that exist and abound are so plentiful that most organisations today can really choose very, very easily to go and build out AI projects and to really start to understand and build predictive models around their business. So big tick to Forrester on that one. The second one, and this is really, to me, is really quite interesting, is the data lakes will die. And so, we've seen historically, in the past, people were just saying, look, in the big data world, just store your data somewhere, don't worry about it, storage is cheap, not a big drama, create a data lake, super simple. And the reality is once you jam it into the data/swamp, it now, ultimately people forget that it's there, they don't know what its context is anymore, and it just becomes redundant. And I think organisations will start to clean that up. They're just going to switch off a lot of that infrastructure because it's no longer relevant to them, it's no longer to their business. The one, again, I think is super, super interesting is around centralising BI. Again, you sort of see this sort of historically everybody in, everybody out, and right now from a delivery of analytics into an organisation, there's very much a decentralised model. People are out there in the field using desktop analytics predominantly to help the frontline business to understand the business. And the challenge with that, as we all know, is governance. There's really some strong issues with that, and we're starting to see now a real desire from chief data officers, etc., to bring all this back in centrally. And the biggest hurdle, I think, to making it successful is being able to ensure that that centralised body has the ability to react and to quickly deliver the insights the business wants. If they can deliver the why faster, then without a doubt, centralised BI is here to stay. 2 points that I disagree on, which I think again are really interesting, is conversational interfaces. So this is your bot kind of interface or chat, etc., or even voice. And I think the real challenge here is that whilst on the one hand it seems appealing, that command line interface died for a reason, is because there was just more efficient ways for people to interact with computers. And this is sort of chats is almost going a step backwards in terms of technologies. And I think when we look at interfaces, ultimately all vendors should be designing for efficiency, should be trying to make their products as efficient as possible. And whether it's chat, whether it's point and click, etc., that's what's going to drive that. And I don't think conversational interfaces will be the primary way in which people interact with their BI applications or their BI content. And the last one, and this one keeps cropping up over and over again every year since they invented the cloud, is cloud first. And it sounds appealing, it sounds great, but there's this big problem of data gravity. Wherever your data is where you're going to do your analysis. And right now, and in the foreseeable future, most people's data is on-premise. And for that reason, I think you're going to find that most vendors are going to be on-premise. So as a result, from my perspective, out of those 5, 3 to Forrester and 2 that I definitely disagree with.